Yo, what's going on everybody? How y'all doing? And welcome back to another video here on the channel, man. And in today's video, we do have yet another action figure review. And for today's action figure review, man, we do have the Elite Series 120, first time in the line, Joe Gacy. So we will be getting into this figure. One thing I do want to say, though, we are officially, obviously, back, man. I did take about a week or so break, but we are officially back with uploads on the channel, so stay tuned. We have a lot of figure reviews coming soon, man, so stay tuned on the channel. You're not going to want to miss those. They'll probably, I have a lot of figures to review, so they're probably going to be spread out over the next month, probably even 2 months, just depends on how I plan out my videos, but we'll have to wait and see. But just keep your eyes peeled, turn on post notifications, and you will see all the figures reviews that do come out on the channel. But as always, before we get anywhere into any video, as always, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload. Go follow the socials. Links to those will be in the description of this video. That includes my Instagram account, my X account. Do all that helps me to tell me. Now let's get you guys started into today's figure review. Alright, so as usual in every figure review, we always like to take a look at our packaging. So, we've already kind of seen the front. You got a nice shot of Joe Gacy. Gonna have the figure window with your figure showing off right there. Gonna say Series 120. Gonna have his name, first time in the line, WWE logo, Elite Collection logo, WWE logo, True Effects-like details. Turn to one of the sides, you're going to have Joe Gacy's name, first time in the line, certified authentic sticker, very awesome, Elite Collection logo. Turn to the back, it's going to have a nice shot of Joe Gacy doing a nice little leg drop. There's going to be a description right here, so if you want to go ahead and pause and read up on that, you can, but I will not be reading that. And then all the other figures that you can collect in the set. And I almost have every figure in the set. I believe I'm only missing the Lola Vice and the LA Knight, but honestly, I really don't need any of those figures. Like the Lola Vice, I guess would be cool to get, but the LA Knight, it's kind of just a repaint, man. It really is. But you're also going to get the Mattel logo, the Elite Collection logo, going to have his name and stuff up there. And then turn it to the other side, going to have a nice shot of Joe Gacy, Elite Collection logo, Series 120. That is it. We're back to the front. So now it is time to open this thing. Alright, so next up, let's take a look at the accessories that are going to be coming with the Joe Gacy figure. So we will start it off with our interchangeable hands. So he is going to be coming with some mic holding hands, but we only are looking at the mic holding hand, or the fisted hands for now. The mic holding hands pretty much just look the same, but they're just open. So on one hand, you are going to get some little thumb tape, which is pretty cool. On the other one, you're not. So pretty much just hands we've seen before. Nothing too crazy, no fisted hands. Pretty cool that we do get them, though, because those are probably my favorite style of hands that you can get with figures. So pretty cool, man. Nothing too crazy at the same time, though. Then we will jump into his cloth goods. So this is the shirt right here that is going to go underneath this one. So this flannel right here obviously goes over this shirt. So this shirt would go on first, this one goes on last. They are both, none of them have Velcro, so that's very nice. So they're going to be very stretchy, just a strict cloth good. Feels very nice, works awesome. It's not going to rip, it's high quality, so that's very awesome. But like I said, obviously you're going to wear this if like if you're making his entrance, then you would put this on him. If not, then this is obviously what he wrestles in. So pretty cool that we're getting that. Also really cool that we're getting it in cloth goods for a first time in the line. I think that's very cool. Honestly, I really would not expect a cloth goods for a first time in the line, but we did get a first time in the line with cloth goods, so that's very cool. And then we will look at probably the most important part of the figure is going to be, or just what defines Joe Gacy and what his gimmick is. It's going to be the pig mask. Now, I'm not going to lie, I kind of forgot the name of this pig. I forgot what his actual name is, but it's a very cool looking mask, man. I think it looks very awesome, but it's obviously supposed to be a pig. Looks very cool, man. I think it's awesome. It's like it looks like a gas mask with a pig. It looks pretty freaking awesome to me. It feels awesome in hand as well. It's gonna have the black strap, so you're just gonna slide that right over the head, which we'll look at a little bit later on. And then on the other side where his face is actually going to be in, it's obviously just going to be pink and shit, so nothing too crazy, but where you're really looking for is all here, so it looks very cool, man. It looks like it has some worn on it, like it's worn with wear and tear, so I think it makes it look even more realistic, makes it look even more cool. So I think that's very awesome, man. Really like this mask, big fan of it. But yeah, that is really going to be all the accessories that are coming with this Joe Gacy figure. So now let's get into the actual figure. Alright, so here is the Joe Gacy Elite Series 120 figure, man. So we will start it off with our head scan. So this is Joe Gacy's head scan that he is coming with. I think it looks very realistic to the in real life Joe Gacy. It looks very awesome, and you're going to get the eye black kind of underneath. You're going to have the nice beard and his stash, which all connect together, which blends very well. And one thing I do like is on the hair, it's very cool. It's like the hair kind of overlaps with like the sideburns, which is very cool. It's kind of maybe hard to see, but you kind of just have to look close enough. But overall, man, it looks very cool. It looks very accurate to the real life Joe Gacy. And as far as rotation of the head, you will get a full 360, which is very awesome. So that is very cool. and then you can get a up and down as well, so you can go down about that much, but it does kind of pop back up, which is, a bit kind of like something you kind of would expect with almost every figure. Some do it, some don't, but this one does. So when you put it back down, it's just going to pop back up like you see there. But it's whatever, for most of it, it's pretty good articulation with the head up there. So then we will go down to his arms. So on this arm, you are going to get all of his tattoos, which look very nice. You're going to get some nice coloring, some pink, more pink up there, and then you're going to get a little bit of green right there, which I think is very awesome. But overall, the tattoos look very awesome to me. And then on the other arm, it's just going to be a plain arm, because obviously he does not have tattoos right there in real life, of course. And as far as articulation of the arms, you are going to get your double jointed elbows, which is very awesome. So that's very cool. And then as far as this one as well, double jointed elbows. So that is very cool as well, right there. Very awesome. And then you will get the bicep cup as well. Oh, there we go. Bicep cup right there as well. Very awesome. Let's get the arm back to normal here. There we go. Oh, there we go. And then obviously this one is going to have the bicep cup as well, which is very awesome. So that is as far as the arms go. I will say they do feel a bit stiff in some areas with the bicep cup, and a little bit in the elbows as well. Like, they do feel a bit stiff, but it is what it is. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just this actual figure. Maybe the other ones are not like that, but to me that feels just a bit stiff. But nothing too crazy though. We've had definitely stiffer, so it's not as bad as it could be. And then as far as ab crunch goes, as far as looking like Joe Gacy, I mean, it's a pretty good resemblance to me. So I think a pretty good ab crunch choice here. And then as far as movement with the ab crunch, you're gonna go about that far forward, that far back. And on mine, it's a bit loose, which I would prefer over it being a bit stiff, but I just kind of wish it was a bit tighter. I don't know if all of them are like that, of course, but maybe it could just be mine, or maybe it is all of them. I don't really know, but mine for sure is a little bit loose, but it's all good. I'd rather it be like that than honestly it be stiff, like I said. But now obviously you also are going to get the full body rotation at the top as well, so that is very cool. Going down to the lower half of the figure, you're going to get his pants. So you're going to get kind of like a gold and silver type of pinstripe like design on the pants, which I think is very cool. There's the front, there's the back, all that good stuff. And then obviously you are going to get the rest of the designing down there, and it's going to go all the way down to about his knee area, and then it's going to cut off, because obviously that's just where he wears his pants. And also what's pretty cool to me is it's going to, when it stops, it's going to have like a little bit of black, so it's kind of cool to me, honestly. I think that's very cool. It's going to have that on both of them. And honestly, it's actually on this side, it's going to have a little bit of ripping, which I think is very awesome. Actually, I didn't even notice that until now, so that is very freaking cool. Really makes the design really makes the figure just look even better to me, and makes it really just looks overall very much nicer, honestly, to me. And then you also are going to get some tattoos right there as well, which is very cool. And then obviously you are going to get the black boots. So as far as articulation on the legs, you are going to get your upper thigh cut, which is very awesome. It's going to be very freaking smooth. Same with this side as well, upper thigh cut. Gonna get your double jointed knees, all that good stuff. You're gonna be able to go about that much. It's really not stiff at all. It's actually very freaking nice. And then you're going to be able to go back about that much as well. As far as this one, you're going to be able to go up about that much, just like the other one. Again, not stiff whatsoever. Go back about that much as well, which is very freaking awesome. Very cool. As far as kick out, you can kick out about pretty much normal, man. Not stiff again whatsoever. So very nice articulation on the legs. Then as far as the boots, you can go up about that much, down about that much. You're going to get your swivel. Same with this one, up about that much, down about that much, get your swivel. Very awesome, very cool. That's really it for its articulation, man. So now let's get all the accessories back on this figure and get a final good look and rating. Alright, so here is the final look at this Joe Gacy figure, man. This thing looking very awesome. And one other thing that I want to know, I think this mask just fits absolutely perfectly, man. It does what it needs to do. It covers up the entire skin of the face of Joe Gacy, but it leaves the beard and the hair in the back, and it just blends together so well. And man, it looks so freaking cool. Really like this figure. It's gonna go great in my Wyatt 6 display, because once I get all the Wyatt 6, or I'm gonna try to collect all the members of the Wyatt 6 and get them in there and make a whole display out of it. Can't wait to finally complete that. That's going to be so awesome. Probably going to be some time, obviously, because we still don't have an Eric Rowan, which is going to release in this year, so we'll have to wait on that. But either way, man, this thing just looks overall freaking amazing, man. I love the look of this figure, and it articulates for the most part very well. There's some things I would change. Like I said, the arms, they do feel a bit stiff, and like I said, the ab crunch is a bit loose, so I wish that was a bit more tightened. And same with the head. The head was a bit loose to me as well. I wish that was, could be a bit tightened a little bit more. But either way, this figure for the most part, it looks amazing, and it articulates very freaking solidly, in my opinion, man. But as always, if you have any questions about the figure, be sure to leave those in the comments below. And as always, before we get out of here, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. Go follow the socials. Links to those will be in the description of this video. That includes my Instagram account, my X account. Do all that helps me a ton, and I will catch y'all boys in the next one. Peace.